Once that comes off, you can start cutting your frame. Cutting my frame. This Kia Soul is going to be towed behind the RV. It's going to make it possible for us to get places and go places, especially since we have the dogs. The last time, or one of the times previously we were camping, Faith, our oldest dog, had a issue with her paw and she had to get to a vet. So at that point we realized that a vehicle is something that we're going to need. Now I had the scooter. I had a little Funai 125cc scooter, which was perfect if I was by myself and I just wanted to get around. But in this case, I had a dog that needed treatment and I had no way of getting her there. So we decided that it was time to spring for a vehicle. I found this little Kia Soul for $5,200 at a local Orlando Kia dealership. Went to Interstate RV in Fort Pierce, Florida. I was looking around for a place to get a Blue Ox system. I was also debating having the tow dolly put on it, and that way I could have gotten a automatic transmission vehicle. The problem I found with having a tow dolly is you're gonna have to put it somewhere. So when you can't back up in a motorhome with a car behind you, no matter how you look at it. It's not safe. It's not something you normally do. You pretty much want to disconnect the vehicle. So by the time you drive the vehicle up onto the tow dolly, and then on either side you have to put the cinch down straps. You got to crank and ratchet those things down. And then you pull the car off of it. Now what do you do with the tow dolly? Well, you've got to take the tow dolly and disconnect it from the vehicle. That means the safety chains, the electrical plug, and the main hitch to the reese hitch. And then you're going to have to back into a campground, roll that thing back there, store it underneath the motorhome, hope no one steals it, lock it up. Just seemed like a lot of work. So I looked for the Blue Ox system. I like the Blue Ox system. I've seen it on a couple of RVs, and I started looking around. I called Ocean Grove RV, where I bought my motor coach from. They're in St. Augustine, Florida. Ocean Grove RV had quoted me anywhere between $4,500 and $5,000 for the Blue Ox system that's installing it on the vehicle and everything. So I figured, well, I can do this myself. So I went to YouTube. I looked up installing a Blue Ox tow plate onto a Kia Soul. That scared me. You have to take the front panel off. You have to take the whole front clip of the car off. Then you got to remove the washer fluid bottle assembly. Then you have to remove an air blower assembly. And then you have to remove the entire bumper underneath. Once that comes off, you can start cutting your frame. Cutting my frame. You got to take a grinder and just cut out notches in the frame so that when the bar, basically what a tow plate is, it's not a plate. It looks like a reese hitch, only in reverse. So it bolts to the side of the car. And that started to be too much. So I put it off for a while and I started looking for a used tow dolly. Then I found this Kia, which was manual transmission. I figured I'm going to buy it anyhow, and I did. And I still was debating on whether or not to go with the tow dolly or go with the Blue Ox. I went to Interstate RV in Fort Pierce, Florida. I just drove in for no reason, and I just said, I got a question. You're a small-time dealer here. You're not part of a big conglomerate. Do you do the Blue Ox system? Because, yeah, we have a technician who can do that. What would be my cost of doing it? So he got on the computer, started typing, and handed me a invoice for $3,500 completely installed, or an estimate. After several minutes on the keyboard, he comes out with his piece of paper and he says, we're planning on 9 hours on your vehicle. It's only about 2 hours to install it onto the camper. So the estimate was $3,500. Wow, that's affordable. So I went ahead and had the guy in Fort Pierce do it. I drove the vehicle down there with a buddy of mine and the camper, and he kept it for several days. So it comes with these pins. These pins have safety releases, and then it's got these. They look like the same types of pins, a little smaller than the kind you would put into a reese hitch. It goes right through this cleat, and this is what the Blue Ox is going to attach into. Alright, it's got a quick release that is spring loaded right here. Now what we're going to do, this is where the pin goes through where the blue ox will connect into. What we're going to do is take this thing, which as you can see is cleated, and we're going to push it into here. It slides in and it's got some springiness to it. There's a little cleat here to the side, so we're going to push it and return it. And now the spring has popped in to a receiver. It's just like on this side, making this up and down, which means that the blue ox handle is going to slide right into here. All right, right here next to it, we have a point where we're going to connect our safety chains. To pull this out when you're done, you could leave it in, but I wouldn't recommend driving around town with it. Take the little pin and pull it. That'll allow you to twist it. It slides right out. We're going to do the same thing over here. Push it in, turn it, and it's locked. Doesn't matter whether I turn it this way or that way. I like these to be on the outside, the pins to the inside. This right here is where we're going to plug in. You look, it's a 4-point or a 5-point or 6-point. It's got multiple points. It's got a line up here, if you can see that. I'll hold it up close on top. That plugs right into here with that up. And locks in place. That is controlled to the brake lights. The other end is going to go into the 7-point connector that I have in the back of the motor coach. That will give me my brake lights. I'm going to take this out for a minute just to show you. This pin is going to go through there. Little locking pin will go down. Pulled the Kia up to the blue ox, about 3 feet away. I got my pegs in place. Now we're going to go ahead and unbox the blue ox and connect it over to the vehicle. Now if you look inside, you're going to see this is a quick release. That is an emergency quick release that has a wire that goes to the inside of the vehicle. If the vehicle should for some reason break away from the trailer, it's going to turn on the brakes after that is set off. That's set off with the safety cable. We'll go get that now. Okay, we got it hooked up. This goes to the motor coach. So this is the brake buddy. If you can see right here, this piece right here slides and then it locks in place when you press that red tab. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to push this all the way in. We're going to set the brake buddy inside the vehicle. Then I'm going to take and I'm going to open this clip all the way up and put it over my parking brake. And then I'm going to push down on that red tab. Here's the scale, and if you look at the weight of your vehicle, it'll tell you how many PSI needs to be dialed into the top of the top of the brake buddy. The brake buddy on top has a sending unit, a pressure gauge, a release, test buttons, and then the place where you can plug in your two connectors. And that'll lock it in place. Next, I'm going to take the power supply, I'm going to plug it into now you can hear it pumping up. Once that's done, the unit will turn off. I'm going to go ahead and connect my black and the red. Going to test it. Now, the brake buddy is pulled all the way forward. I'm going to take the seat and move it up. Now, if the vehicle should break away, or if the pendulum senses the pressure, it'll apply. I'm at 54 now, the pressure's there. I can test it. It's depressed the brake. So we know that it's working, it's in position, and it's pretty secure in there. This will allow me to safely drive down the highway. And when I'm done at the end of the day, all I have to do is hit the drain button, unplug it first, hit the drain button, move the seat back, release the clip, disconnect my two wires and store those underneath the seat. Anyhow, that's how the brake buddy goes. Then this unit can store inside your camper RV. You can leave it in the vehicle if you want, but I don't want to slide around. They do make a carrying case for it. I really don't need it, because once the RV is stationary and I'm where I need to be, I can put this in one of the storage bins, ride around in the vehicle when I'm getting ready to leave, take it all back out at that point. So for Mobile Mateys, I'm Reinhold Mate. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. If you want to go with a tow dolly, that's fine. If you want to spend a little bit more money and get the Blue Lock system, is what I decided to do. It's just a lot easier. You don't have to lift the heavy trailer, store it somewhere, and then back your motorhome up, and then when you get ready to go, hook that up, pull it out, just connect the posts and connect a few wires, and off you go. So the brake buddy and the Blue Lock system was the way I went. Again, it's up to you. I hope this video was informative. I'm Reinhold Mate for Mobile Mateys. I would appreciate it if you subscribe and maybe give me a like. And if there's anything else that you guys want to see about camping, I'm just now starting the channel. I really could use your help to get it going, maybe spread the word. And I'll be happy to take on any project that you want that's within reason, and maybe we can all learn something from it. Again, I'm Ryan Mate for Mobile Mateys. Thanks for watching.